Once upon a time in Mexico, there was a very beautiful woman who lived with her husband and son in a small village. The woman was known throughout the land for her beauty, which drove many men mad with lust. One day, the woman went to the market to buy some food. She didn't want to go alone because she was afraid of being harassed by the men of the town. So she took her little boy with her, but even he couldn't stop the men from whistling and catcalling her. At one point, one of them even tried to grope her, but the woman screamed, startling the man who ran away. When they got home, the woman told her husband what had happened, and he promised to speak to the town elders to have the men put to shame for their behavior. But the next time the woman went to the market, the same thing happened again. She was so frustrated that she decided to take a different path through the mountains, which led her to an old church where she could hide. As she was praying, she heard footsteps and turned around to see a strange woman standing behind her. "Who are you?" the woman asked. "I am the Virgin Mary," the other woman replied, "and you may call me La Llorona, or the Weeping Woman. I am here to help you." The woman thanked her and explained about the problems she had in the village. "I will take care of this for you," the Virgin Mary said, "but when I do, you must do as I say." "What do you want me to do?" "You must leave your son with his father and never come back to this village again." The woman didn't like the sound of that, but she had no choice. This was the only way to get rid of the men's harassment. So she agreed and returned home. That night, the Virgin Mary visited the village and caused all of the men to fall into a deep sleep. Then she took them to the river and made them drink water until they drowned. The next morning, the woman heard screams coming from the village and peeked out the window to see what was happening. She saw the townspeople gathered around the river, wailing and lamenting the loss of their sons, brothers, fathers, and friends. Some women even accused her of killing the men because she had been the last person seen with them the night before. But before anyone could hurt her, she fled into the mountains. She wandered around for days without food or water until she came across a small hut. As she was about to knock on the door, it opened and a woman came out. "Please, can you help me?" the woman asked. "Where can I find food or water?" The woman looked at her and said, "You look tired and thirsty. Come with me." She took her to a nearby stream and gave her food and water. Then she asked, "Why don't you stay here with me instead of wandering around out there?" The woman accepted her offer and soon became her apprentice. She learned how to make candles, soaps, and other useful items from the plants in the forest. One day, the woman told her apprentice that she would be leaving to visit her son, who she hadn't seen in years. She warned her apprentice not to open a chest in the corner of the room no matter what. But as soon as she left, the apprentice went to the chest and opened it. Inside, she found a beautiful dress and couldn't resist wearing it. As soon as it touched her skin, though, she felt a sharp pain and fell to the floor. When the woman returned, she found her apprentice dead and cried out in sadness. As she was mourning the loss of her apprentice, the Virgin Mary appeared and said, "You have taken good care of my daughter. What is your wish?" The woman asked to be reunited with her son, but the Virgin Mary told her that she had already died because the men of the village had killed her with their evil deeds. "So you have two options," she said. "You can either become a wandering spirit and search for your son in the spirit realm, or you can remain here and live out the rest of your days as a mortal." The woman thought about this for a moment. She didn't want to lose her humanity, but she also wanted to see her son again. "Can't I do both?" she asked, and the Virgin Mary agreed. So every night after sunset, the woman goes in search of her son. She walks around the villages, weeping and crying for him. Sometimes people hear her voice and think it's just a madman. Other times, they see her shadow moving through the trees and believe it's a ghost. But no one knows that it's really just a woman searching for her son. And to this day, the legend of La Llorona continues to scare children in Latin America. La Llorona is one of the most famous figures in Mexican folklore. She has been the subject of countless stories, songs, and poems. Her image is often used to represent death and mourning. In recent years, she has become a popular character in horror movies. In the film industry, La Llorona is usually depicted as a vengeful spirit who drowns people in a river. The weeping woman is often shown wearing a white dress and dragging herself along the ground. She is usually accompanied by the sound of crying children. The weeping woman is said to be the spirit of a woman who drowned her children. She is said to roam the earth looking for new victims. If you hear the sound of a woman crying and dragging herself along the ground, then you should run away fast, because it is said that if the weeping woman catches you, then she will drag you down to the river and drown you. Well, that's our urban legend for today. We hope you enjoyed this spooky story. If you did, please hit the like button and share it with your friends. And if you haven't already, then please subscribe for more scary tales. Thank you for watching.